Claire sat in her wheelchair at the elegant restaurant, snow falling outside the windows as Christmas lights twinkled around her. She wore a red off-shoulder dress she'd bought specifically for this blind date, hoping it would make her feel confident. Instead, she just felt foolish. Her date, arranged by a well-meaning friend, was now 30 minutes late. Claire had already received a text. "Sorry, something came up. Can't make it." She knew what something came up really meant. He'd arrived, seen her in the wheelchair, and left. Claire was gathering her coat to leave when a little girl appeared beside her table. She wore a red velvet Christmas dress with white fur trim and had curly brown hair. "Hi," the little girl said brightly. "You're really pretty. I like your dress." "Thank you, sweetheart. I like yours too." The little girl looked at Claire's wheelchair with curious eyes, not pitying or uncomfortable, just interested. "Does your chair have a name?" Claire smiled, despite her disappointment. "No, I never thought to give it one." "Do you think I should?" "Yes. Everything important should have a name. I named my teddy bear Sir Fluffington." "That's an excellent name." A man approached, tall, wearing a navy suit, maybe in his mid-30s. He looked concerned. "Emma, I told you to stay at our table while I made a phone call. But Daddy, I wanted to meet the pretty lady with the chair." The man, Emma's father, looked at Claire apologetically. "I'm so sorry. My daughter is very friendly and has no sense of stranger danger." "It's okay." She brightened my evening. The man studied Claire's face, noting the slight redness around her eyes. "Are you all right? You look upset." "I'm fine. Just stood up on a blind date. It happens." Claire tried to sound casual, but her voice cracked slightly. Emma's face fell. "Someone was mean to you." "Not mean, exactly. Just ... Not interested. Silly. You seem very nice." Emma turned to her father. "Daddy, she's all alone on Christmas. Can't she have dinner with us? Please." The man looked embarrassed. "Emma, I'm sure she has plans." "Actually, I don't," Claire heard herself say. "I was just going to go home and eat leftover takeout with my cat." Emma clapped her hands. "Then you have to eat with us." Daddy's all alone too. His date didn't come either. The man, whose name Claire learned was Daniel, explained as they moved to his larger table. "I was supposed to meet someone. A blind date my sister set up. She canceled an hour ago. Said she'd forgotten about a prior commitment." "Same thing happened to me," Claire said. "Except my date actually showed up, saw me in the wheelchair, and left." Daniel's expression darkened. "That's cruel. It's reality. Most people see the wheelchair before they see me." Emma climbed up on the chair next to Claire. "I see you. And you're pretty and nice, and your hair is so long and pretty." "Thank you, Emma. You're very sweet." Over dinner, Claire learned that Daniel was a widower. His wife had died in a car accident 2 years ago. He ran an investment firm and was raising Emma alone. "Emma's been asking me to meet someone," Daniel explained. "My sister finally wore me down enough to agree to a blind date. But honestly, I was relieved when she canceled. I wasn't ready." "Why not?" "Because I was comparing everyone to my wife. And because I was afraid of bringing someone into Emma's life who might leave." That's a lot of pressure to put on a blind date. Which is why this Daniel gesture to their table is actually perfect. No pressure. No expectations. Just dinner with someone who's been stood up, too. Emma, who'd been coloring on her kids' menu, looked up at Claire. "Can I ask you something?" "Of course. Why do you have a wheelchair?" "Emma," Daniel said quickly. "That's personal." "It's okay," Claire interrupted. "I was in a car accident 3 years ago. I was paralyzed from the waist down, so I use a wheelchair to get around." "Does it hurt?" "Not anymore. It was hard at first, learning to do things differently. But I've adapted." "You're very brave," Emma said. "Seriously." Then, before Claire could respond, Emma asked, "Can I hug you?" Claire felt tears prick her eyes. In 3 years, she'd received pity, discomfort, and awkwardness from most people. But this little girl was offering pure, uncomplicated affection. I'd love a hug. Emma climbed down from her chair and wrapped her small arms around Claire's neck. Claire held her, feeling something crack open in her chest, the armor she'd built around herself since the accident. When Emma pulled back, she said, "I think you should have Christmas with us every year." "Can't she, Daddy?" Daniel met Claire's eyes, and something passed between them. Understanding, connection, possibility. She'd like to. She's always welcome. For the following months, Claire became a regular part of Daniel and Emma's lives. Daniel never treated her wheelchair as an obstacle or made a show of accommodations. He simply asked what she needed and adjusted accordingly. Most guys I've dated since the accident either treat me like I'm made of glass or like I'm an inspiration. Claire told him one evening after Emma had gone to bed, "You just treat me like me, 'cause you are you. The wheelchair is how you get around, not who you are." You'd be surprised how few people understand that distinction. 6 months after that Christmas dinner, Daniel proposed not in some grand gesture, but quietly, at home, with Emma present. "Claire, you walked into our lives, or, rather, wheeled into our lives when we were both stuck. I was stuck in grief, comparing everyone to a ghost. You were stuck in a cycle of rejection, assuming no one could see past your wheelchair. We unstuck each other." He pulled out a small box. "Will you marry us? Be Emma's mother and my partner?" "Yes," Claire said through happy tears. "Absolutely, yes." Okay. Emma threw her arms around both of them. "I knew you were supposed to be our family. I knew it when I first saw you." At their wedding, Emma served as flower girl and gave a toast that made everyone cry. When I met Claire, she was sad because someone was mean to her. I asked if I could hug her, and she said yes. Then I asked if she could be part of our family, and Daddy said yes. And now she's my mommy forever. I think everyone should ask for hugs more, and everyone should say yes to family more. Years later, when people asked Claire about that Christmas Eve, she always told the truth about being stood up. But she always ended with, "That rejection led me to Emma, who asked if she could hug me. And that hug led to everything: a daughter, a husband, a family." Sometimes being rejected by the wrong person clears the path to the right people. Sometimes the cruelest rejections lead to the most beautiful connections. Sometimes a little girl's request for a hug heals years of hurt. Sometimes being stood up means you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And sometimes the wheelchair that makes some people walk away is what wheels you straight into your forever family. If this story touched your heart, please like and share it. Subscribe for more stories about seeing past the surface and finding love in unexpected moments. Leave a comment about when rejection led to something better. Your stories inspire us all.